hello, everybody. Zamiel's here. We're back again with more fun times to be had. Yay! You'll have to forgive me. I'm here. It's just I'm waiting either for a call, email, text, whatever, because I have confirmation that the background, which is a little good portion of that red tape, should be done. It's just a matter of I'm waiting for the employer to reach back out. Of course, I have my own copy of the report. Yay. So I'm kind of, I'm in limbo at the moment, kind of waiting. Waiting for the, is what it is. But we're here to play some Master Duel, so I should also be getting that up. Didn't do any of my, usual daily stuff on Master Duel today because I knew I would be streaming today. Oh, I'm aware, Slow. Just one of those of I'm waiting here. I'm waiting. It's fine. I'm just happy because, like I said, yesterday's stream, for those who aren't aware, I did a bit of a channel update stream yesterday while vibing and chilling and just going over how things are going to be slightly changing just a hair. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. But if we shift gears, I don't think you guys have actually seen my Yubel deck necessarily. Why don't we go over what is inside my Yubel deck, and then I can kind of go show you how it operates. For one, we run a single effect failure, so that would enter my opponent's main phase. I can send effect failure from my hand to the graveyard, then I can target an effect monster my opponent controls and negate its effect on the face-up monster until the end of that turn, so it's just a good way to basically have a nope my opponent. I've seen it. I'll look a bit more into it. Just I have so much on my plate, Slow. Like I'm going a million miles an hour. It's currently like a whirlwind in my head at the moment. I'm like a dog chasing a car. I wouldn't know what to do if I caught it. This is the Chaos Summon Beast. We only run a single copy of it. For those who are unaware, you can't trade this card to summon basically Yura, Homon, or Raphael from your hand, ignoring these conditions. Or you can match this card to add a Fallen Paradise from that. We use this card because of its partner card that allows me to basically use this as material for our extra deck. Moving along with some of the more newer-ish Yubel upgraded cards, we have Samsara D Lotus. So what this card does is amazing. So I can tribute this card to special summon one Yubel monster from my deck. And near my opponent's turn, when a monster effect is active while I control a Yubel monster, I can tribute this card. And activated effect becomes destroy one Yubel monster on the field. And during my end phase, if I control Yubel and this card's in my graveyard, I can add this card to my hand or special summon it. This works well with Yubel's in particular effect. And you'll see why. You can only use each effect of Samsara D Lotus once per turn though. Above that, we run to Gruesome Grey Squirmer, another updated card to the Yubel roster. For example, if I type in Yubel, you will see if we go into this. Okay. If I type in Samsara, if I can spell it correctly. it would be Samsara. So you will see right here is the original Samsara Lotus, whereas during my end phase, if I control no spells and trap cards, I can special summon this card from my graveyard and face with attack. And this card's control takes 1,000 damage during each of their standby phases. This was the old version. We've then since got Samsara D, which is really good. Then if we go to Yubel, we will go find our Grave Squirmer. Make sure I'm spelling things correctly here. So here's the original Grave Squirmer. If this card is destroyed by balance into the graveyard, target one card on the field, destroy that target. The retrain that we use two of these, is the Gruesome Grave Squirmer, where if I control a Fiend monster, quick effect is I can special summon this card from my hand. I can destroy one Yubel or one monster that mentions it in my monster zone. Then, if I could banish this card from my graveyard, special summon one Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from my hand or graveyard, except for Gruesome Grave Squirmer. You can only use this can only use each effect of this card once per turn. This is a good way to just keep comboing into Yubel and just be a nuisance. We then run 3 Maxi, just because Maxi is just, it's potent. I can send this card to the graveyard, and when this card summons my hand to the graveyard, on that turn, each time my opponent special summons a monster, I get to draw a card. So it allows me to just fill my hand up. So coinciding with our Chaos Summoning Beast, we run with 2 copies of Dark Beckoning Beast. So when this card's normal summon, I can add Uriah, Haman, Ravel, or one card that mentions any of those cards from your deck to your hand except Dark Beckoning Beast. Well, we have several that do that. The more important thing is, right here to my main phase, I can normal summon one Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense in addition to my normal summon. So we would summon this, with this, go into, say, one of our Link summonings. It allows us to do some fun stuff. At the same time, it also allows us to grab one of our spell cards, which should be good. We run 3 copies of Ash Blossom with Joy Spring. Again, kind of need to these days. When a card affects everything that includes any of these effects, I can send this card from my hand to the grave. So if anybody tries to add a card from their deck to their hand, special summon from their deck, or send a card from their deck to the graveyard, I can negate it right off the rip. Really good. We then run Unchained Soul of Shervara. I'm probably mispronouncing it. It's one of these weird, interesting monsters in the deck. In the main phase of this card's in my hand, I can target a Fiend monster or one face down card I control and destroy it. And if I do, I special summon this card. But while this face up monsters and I cannot special summon monsters except Fiends. Well, we use Fiends. This card's into the grave. I can set one Unchained spell or trap structure from my deck, and I can only activate the effect of each effect of this once per turn. This allows us to go into more of our Link summons, which have good effects. Then, funny enough, we have Yubel. We only carry 1 copy of it. One of my favorite cards in the game. Very strong card. But we have a better version of it as well. So Yubel basically cannot be destroyed by battle, and I take no battle damage from battles involving this card. So for damage calculations, if my face-up card is targeted for an attack, meaning my opponent's attacking them, pardon me, I inflict the damage back to my opponent equal to that attacking monster's attack power. Now, once per turn, during my end phase, I have to tribute one of the monster or Yubel is destroyed. And Samsara D Lotus's other effect in my end phase if I control Yubel. And if Samsara D is in the grave, I can special summon it, tribute it, and I can keep basically feeding it off just like it was done in the anime. And of course, when this card is destroyed, except by its own effect. So basically, if I don't do a tribute, it destroys itself. That's its effect, so that doesn't work. Its owner can special summon one Yubel Terror Incarnate from their hand, deck, or grave, which we'll get into that in a bit. The newer version of Yubel, one of the better versions, is the Spirit of Yubel. Really fun card. And you'll notice my power cards, my strong cards, cannot be destroyed by battle, and I take no battle damage from battles involving them. If this card is destroyed, I can special summon one of my Yubels that is banished or in my hand, deck, or grave. And I can only use each of the following effects of Yubel once per turn. So when an opponent's monster declares an attack, I can special summon this card from my hand. Or if this card is special summoned, I can add to my hand or set one spell or trap from my deck that mentions Yubel. That will be very crucial. Run 2 copies of that. Run 1 copy of Yubel Terror Incarnate. We do not run its 3rd form. We just run Terror Incarnate. This card cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by Yubel's effect. Again, cannot be destroyed by battle. I take no battle damage on this card. If Terror Incarnate is attacked, I basically reflect that damage back to my opponent. However, once returned to my end phase, I destroy all other monsters on the field. Now, usually, if this card leaves the field, aka being destroyed, I can then special summon Yubel, the ultimate nightmare from my hand, deck, or grave. So, there's that. We have a card that's kind of like Ultimate Nightmare, but 100 times better. And the last monster in the deck is Nibiru, the Primal Being. Just as a good way of clearing the board. During the main phase of my opponent, normal special summons 5 or more monsters that turn. Quick effect, I tribute as many face-up monsters on the field as possible. I special summon this card from my hand, then I special summon 1 Primal Being token, which basically goes to my opponent's side of the field. That token basically gains attack defense equal to the combined original attack defense of the monsters that have been sacrificed for it. I can only use Nibiru's effect once per turn. It's just a good way to get rid of the board. And also to put a big body on my opponent's side of the field for my Yubels to really drive home the damage and danger. Now for the spells. We run a single copy of 1 for 1. I send 1 monster from my hand to the grave. I can source summon 1 level 1 monster from my hand or deck. And you will notice that Samsara is the card that's being shown. Kinda cool. Let me take a sip of my coffee. We run a single copy of Triple Tactics Talent. When my opponent's activated a monster effect during my main phase, I can activate one of the 3 following effects. I can draw 2 cards. I can take control of one of my opponent's monsters until the end phase. I can look at my opponent's hand, choose 1 card from, and shuffle it into their deck. So, kind of a nice little card tab waiting in the wings. We run a single copy of Prairie Map. Now, this card is a bit of a double-edged sword, but if you play the deck correctly, it shouldn't be that bad. At the start of my main phase 1, so basically draw phase, standby phase, main phase 1. I have to use this card first before anything else. I can add 1 monster with 0 attack from my deck to my hand, but I have to have my life points. You know, after adding that card to my hand until the end of the next turn after this card is activated, I cannot activate the added monster's effect or the effects of cards with its name until I normal summon that monster or a card with its name. So that. We run 3 copies of the field spell known as Nightmare Throne, which is a Yubel intrinsic card, one of the really good ones. So when this card is activated, I can target 1 fiend monster with 0 attack defense from my deck. I can either add to my hand or destroy it. You'll notice the destroying feature is good for triggering Yubel's effect to summon Terror Incarnate. Once per turn, if one of my face-up Yubel monsters leaves the field by a card effect, I can add to my hand 1 Yubel monster from my deck, graveyard, or banishment, whose original level is 1 higher or lower than one of those monsters, then I can special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. I can only activate 1 Nightmare Throne per turn. We run 3 copies of this, just as a contingency. We then run 3 copies of Opening of the Spirit Gates. So when this card's activated, I can add a Uriah, Haman, Ravel, or 1 monster that mentions any of those cards from my deck to my hand. Once per turn, we'll get to that. So basically, this allows me to pull Dark Beckoning Beast. Dark Beckoning Beast mentions those cards. Dark Beckoning Beast then allows me to pull a monster or any card that mentions those monsters as well. Chaos Summoning Beast. So when this is on the field, I can then summon Chaos Summoning Beast to the field as well to link summon. What makes this card very good is its other effects. Once per turn, I can discard 1 card, special summon 1 fiend monster with 0 attack or defense from my graveyard. That includes Spirit of Yubel and such. Once per turn, if I control a level 10 monster, I can add 1 continuous spell from my graveyard to my hand. This allows me to bring back one of my best spells in the game. Coming up, that is, we run 2 copies of Nightmare Pain, one of the best Yubel cards in the goddamn deck. During my main phase, I can destroy 1 dark monster in my hand or face up field, and if I do, I add a Yubel or 1 card that mentions it from my deck to my hand, except Nightmare Pain. This allows me again to pop Yubel to summon Terror Incarnate. Really good to do that. While I control a Yubel monster, my opponent's monsters that can attack have to attack a Yubel monster, meaning if it's in attack mode, they're in battle phase, they can't end the battle phase, they have to attack into Yubels. Now, my opponent takes any battle damage I would take from battles involving my Yubel monsters, now meaning instead of my opponent having to attack, on my turn, I can attack into my opponent's monsters. So they're taking the battle damage as well. That's kind of coincides with the anime effect. We run 2 copies of Called by the Grave, so we can target monster in my opponent's graveyard, banish it. If we do, until next turn, its effects are negated. So if they try to Ash Blossom me, Maxime me, Effect Veiler, they try to do something that is very crucial to their strategy, I can instantly remove it from the board. As well as they activate effects and effects on the field of monsters with the same original name. Comes in handy. We run a single copy of Cross Out Designator. This is more so in case I'm against someone that's running the same deck as me. I can hinder them, much as I hinder myself. So this is, I declare 1 card name. I banish 1 of that declared card from my own deck. If I do, I negate its effect. As well as that, and then basically anything else that shares that, and I can only use Cross Out Designator once per turn. Really good card. Run 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, so I can target a fatal monster on my opponent's side of the field, negates effect at the end of the turn. Then, if Infinite Impermanence was set, okay, before it's activated and is on the field at resolution for the rest of this turn, all other spells and trap effects in this column are negated. And if I control no cards, I can activate this card from my hand. Basically means that that secondary effect won't happen. I just negate my opponent's monster. But if it's set on the field and I flip it, and I negate a monster in that column, say if my opponent has a spell or trap in that in particular column, that card now is also negated, which can really hurt them. We have Escape of the Unchained. So we can target 1 Unchained monster I control and 1 card on the field, destroy them both. If this card is set, is destroyed by a card effect, I can special summon 1 Unchained monster from my deck. And only use each of the effect of Escape of the Unchained once per turn. Then, the piece of resistance. We have Eternal Favorite. Another good Yubel card. So once per turn, I can activate 1 of these effects, but I can only use each effect once per turn. I can only use each effect, by the way. So I can either special summon 1 of my Yubel monsters that is banished from the graveyard, and then neither player can activate cards effects when that monster is special summoned. But the biggest, most important factor here is if I control Yubel. It has to be a normal Yubel. I can discard 1 card, send this face-up card to the grave, and fusion summon 1 fusion monster from my extra deck using monsters from either field as material, including a Yubel monster. We'll get to that in a bit. Now for the extra deck. We run 3 copies of Phantom of Yubel. So this requires a Yubel monster and 1 fiend monster with 0 attack defense. What's cool about this is I must special summon from my extra deck by shuffling the above cards from my hand, field, and or graveyard into the deck or extra deck. So they don't go to the grave, they get shuffled back into the deck. And I cannot use this card for fusion material. This card cannot be destroyed by battle, and also I take no battle damage from anything attacking this card. What's nice about this is when my opponent activates a monster's effect, I can tribute this card, and I turn my opponent's monster's effect into my opponent destroys 1 Yubel monster in their hand, deck, or field. So I can use it to pop a Yubel and cause a whole lot of mischief. Really good negate. Now, our boss monster, the biggest, most baddest boss monster that Eternal Favor allows us to summon is the all-powerful Yubel, the Loving Defender Forever, which is the superior version to Yubel, the Ultimate Nightmare. This requires a Yubel monster, 1 monster, and an effect monsters on the field. If this card is fusion summoned, I inflict 500 damage to my opponent for each material used. So say if I use 5 monsters, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, you get it. It's going to hurt like hell. I can only use this effect of Yubel, the Loving Defender Forever, once per turn. So basically once it's summoned. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, by the way. And also I take no battle damage from cards involving this. Now at the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, I inflict damage to my opponent equal to that opponent's monster's attack. And if I do, I banish it. So with Nightmare Pain, I attack into it. Say it has 3,000 attack. They take 3,000 attack. The effect then triggers. They take 3,000 more damage, and then that monster's then banished. So I just dealt 6k damage. They use Regeki. They try to do anything that would try to destroy this card. Will never work. Actually, that opponent actually surrender because they tried like some weird method and it didn't work, and they went, what? It's like, yeah. But then need Chaos Angel, which is 1 tuner, plus 1 card, plus a non-tuner, which is light or dark. With this card, Synchro Summon, you can treat 1 light or dark monster I control as a tuner. So that immediately resolves needing the tuner. If this card is special summoned, I can target one card on the field and banish it. This card gains those effects based on the original attributes of materials used for it. Hello, Sai. Nice to meet ya. Hello, hello. So, since technically we'd be using dark monsters, for the most part, monsters I control cannot be destroyed by battle, which, again, it reinforces the Yubel archetype. We have the opposite of our Sky Thunder. We have Super Star Slayer Typhoon Sky Crisis instead of Zeus. First 2 level 12 monsters. So during the turn or turn after my opponent first summons 2 or more monsters from their extra deck, I can also exit summon this card by using 1 monster I control with the highest attack. My choice if it's tied. Transfer its material to this card, and if I do, I cannot normally special summon monsters for this turn. No big deal. When this monster has been summoned to the field, neither player can activate the effects of monsters with 3,000 or more attack. Once a turn, I detach 1 material from this card or return 1 monster from the field to the hand. Or you can detach 1 from this card, and I can return 1 monster from the field to the hand. Blah, blah, blah. Words. Salamangreat Almerdage. Decent card. So you'll see it's 1 normal summon monster with 1,000 or less attack. There's actually ways to get around that. The quick effect, I can champion this card, then target 1 monster I control. It cannot be destroyed by my opponent's card effects this turn. When a normal summon monster you control is destroyed by battle, while this card is in my graveyard, I can special summon this card. So that works. We have Nightmare Phoenix. It takes 2 monsters with different names. If it's Link Summon, I can discard a card, then I can target a spell trap from my opponent controls, nuke it off the board. And then if this was co-linked with another Link monster to use it to summon, I then get to draw a card. And I can not do a whole lot of stuff. Plus, co-linked monsters I control cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay, this. Hey, Odin. Long time no see. Now let's get into part of the Unchained part. We run Unchained Soul of Rage. Can you believe that? We run Unchained Soul of Rage. 2 monsters including Unchained Soul monsters. So during my opponent's main phase, quick effect, I can target 1 phase of monster that was special summoned that my opponent controls, and immediately after that, I link summon 1 Dark Link monster except for my Soul of Rage by using only my opponent's monster and this card as material. Well, this counts as 2 materials. I can summon a Link 3 that way. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle, or card effect, I can target 1 fiend monster in the graveyard except Soul of Rage and add to my hand, aka we bring back our Unchained Soul of Shavara. I can't, I'm probably butchering the name. So there's that. You can only use each of the final effects of Soul of Rage once per turn. That's cool. We run Cross Sheep. Monsters with different names. If this card is special summon, or if a monster is special summon to a zone that this card points to, so the sides of it, or lower corners of it, I can activate one of the following effects based on the card type. So if it's a ritual monster, which we don't run, don't care. A fusion summon, however, special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from the graveyard could come in handy. It's a synchro. All monsters I control gain 700 attack. It's an XZ. All monsters my opponent controls lose 700 attack. And only use each effect of this once per turn. We're hanging in there. A lot of work stuff. I feel that, and I'm going to be having that happening real soon. Real soon. We run. One of my favorite cards coming up right now is the Muckraker from the Underworld. Takes 2 effect. Monsters cannot be used as Link material to turn it as Link Summon. If a monster I control be destroyed by battle card effect, I can tribute 1 fiend monster instead. I can target a fiend monster in my graveyard except Muckraker, discard 1 card, and if I do, special summon that monster. Also, I cannot special summon monsters for this turn except fiends. It's a Yubel deck. What do you expect? Now, one of the big boss monsters, the reason why we run Dark Beckoning Beast alongside Chaos Summoning is to summon this card, which is Unchained Soul Lord of Yama, one of the most important Unchained cards in the deck. 2 fiend monsters. If this card is special summoned, I can add 1 Unchained monster from my deck or graveyard to my hand. If a card I control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in my graveyard, I banish it, special summon 1 fiend monster from my hand or graveyard, then I can destroy 1 card I control. I can only do blah blah blah. The biggest reason for that is this allows me to pull this. And then remember, I can target a fiend monster and destroy it. So say if Yubel's on the field, I can destroy Yubel, which then leads right straight into its other form of Terror Incarnate. So I've been able to combo into that, and it's quite nasty. There's the SP Little Knight. To effect monsters to this card's Link Summon using a Fusion, Synchro, XZ, or Link as material. Target 1 card on the field or any of the graveyard, banish it. Also, your monsters cannot attack directly this turn. That's fine. Yubel deck doesn't really like to attack directly. So once my opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, I can target 2 face monsters on the field, including a monster I control, banish both until the end phase. So Little Knight can come in handy. Kind of a little bit of a micro negate. The last Unchained Soul we run is Unchained Soul of Anguish. 2+ monsters, including Unchained Soul monsters. So this would be where Rage would help summon this. I can target 1 face of monster my opponent controls. Immediately after this effect, I can link summon another dark monster, except for Anguish, by using only that monster and this card's material. If this card is on the field, it's destroyed by battle or card effect, I can target a female monster in my graveyard, except for Anguish, add it to my hand. So basically, this just allows me to keep getting rid of my opponent's special summon monsters that I just do not want in my face. Such. And last but not least, Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. The last of our extra deck monsters. Takes 2+ monsters with different names except tokens. You can only control 1 Appaloosa. At any given time, the original attack of this card becomes 800 times the number of link materials used for this link summon. You always want to use 4 monsters. Makes her very beefy because one as much attack power for her effect. Once per chain, when my opponent activates a monster effect, I can make this card lose exactly 800 attack, and I can negate that activation. Really, really good, solid card to do that with. Comes in handy. So that is the Yubel deck. I am currently running Battles That Win. It's won decently enough. I've been doing the little tournament that's been going on. Now, I'm having to run with a bit of a different variation, so I'm running the Geist Grinder Golem. So right now, what this card does is I can only special summon one of these once per turn. I reveal Yubel monster in my hand. Special summon this to my opponent's side of the field. The kicker is once per turn during damage calculation, if this card battles a Yubel monster, I gain 3,000 life points. And if I special summon Yubel from while this card's in the graveyard, I can summon this monster back to my opponent's side of the field. Remember, if we play Nightmare Pain, I can attack into it. I gain 3,000 life points once per turn, but then they're taking 3,000 damage in total. Well, fair. It's a bit RNG based, so I can see it having some empty draws. I'll show you soon enough. Right now, I am running Ultimate Nightmare because, again, the only cards I'm missing is I need 1 more Maxi, 1 more Ash Blossom, so that's basically what the Geist Grinder Golem and Ultimate Nightmare are doing. Those are wondering what Ultimate Nightmare does. Can only be summoned by the effect of Terror Incarnate. Again, cannot be destroyed by battle. I take no battle damage involvement at the end of the damage step. If this face up card battled an opponent's monster, I inflict damage to my opponent equal to that opponent's monster attack, and I destroy it. Whereas, like stated, the superior version is Loving Defender Forever, where if I attack, and then that damage step, I inflict that damage, and then I banish the monster, so my opponents can't do much. We're running Monster Reborn because we're missing 1 copy of Call by the Grave, and we're running Solemn Judgment because we're missing 1 copy of this. And then we're still trying to get the rest of the monsters. How many cards entire would be 40. Standard 40 card deck, 15 extra deck. As I said, you'll need 1 more copy of Maxi, 1 more copy of Ash, 1 copy of Called, 1 copy of Infinite. We need Chaos Angel, Stalmagrate, Almirage, and Little Knight. I'm going to be crafting my second Call by the Grave because I was happy because just as I crafted my second Impermanence, I had a duel where I actually used, like, the duel right after I crafted it. I had to use both Impermanences, which was hilarious. Alright, you'll see. You'll see. Right now, we'll go into solo mode because I have a daily to get done, and this can allow me to showcase the deck a bit more. Let's actually go for a bit of a tougher fight, shall we? Let's go against Weevil. We'll use the Yubel deck. Those wondering, yes, the game is muted. Music is a bit meh in the game. So it's my turn. You can see that I have a Samsara D, Grey Squirmer, Dark Beckoning Beast. We have Crossout Designator, and we have Infinite Impermanence. So we'll go into Samsara D. The opponent has anything to do. We are actually going to summon our Spirit of Yubel. That way we can activate Spirit of Yubel's effect. And we are going to actually grab our Nightmare Pain, and I want to set Nightmare Pain, because I now want to activate the Nightmare Pain. So now my opponent will have no choice but to attack. I will then set down an Infinite Impermanence, and I will end my turn for now. Don't really need to do much on the first turn. We will summon a basic monster. He has to attack due to Nightmare Pain. That's a card. Hey, look, Solemn Judgment. Now the fun can roughly begin here. So I'm going to go into Dark Beckoning Beast, activate Dark Beckoning Beast to pull out my Chaos Summoning Beast. We'll do this. We'll go now into my Unchained Soul of Lord of Yama. Yama is going to pop effect. This now allows me to add Unchained Soul of Shivara. And kind of looking at the board, I will play Solemn Judgment. And I'm kind of trying to think here what I would like to do. We're going to let Yubel do some damage. And I'll end my turn because I don't want to really use my Yama just yet. I can wait. See, they're trying to summon at least a decent board. If this card's sent from the field to the graveyard, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about any of that right now. We'll wait. And here's why. I have no problem cutting my life points in half just to stop that. Because no. And then, of course, he's going to activate that. Add a card to his hand. That's fine. Summons it. Destroys that. Check here. Not going to worry about any of that. Has to go into battle. Destroy the selected monster. Destroys my Spirit of Yubel, but it triggers Spirit of Yubel's effect. And of course, remember, I can banish this card from that. It's where one field monster from my hand or graveyard. Then I can destroy one card I control. I don't really want to do that just yet, but we're going to special summon Yubel. And since it is still my turn, or my opponent's turn, I'm going to activate Shivara and destroy Yubel. So I have another strong monster, and then Yubel's effect gets to activate. And I'm not going to worry about that just yet, because now we have Terror Incarnate on the board. Nothing my opponent can do. The duel's already lost. Simply put, I just need to go into battle and just smack him in the face. Power of Yubel. It's a fun deck. Very fun deck. But I need more of a challenge. Mako could be a bit of an issue due to his field spell. Just making sure that I'm not accidentally missing a call, because you never know. Alright, so as you can see, my hand's pretty garbage. So this is what you were talking about, Slow, yeah? As if my hand's garbage. Well, simply put, I can go into a Nightmare Pain. But as you notice, I can destroy one dark monster in my hand or one face monster, and if I do, I can add a Yubel monster or one card that mentions it from my deck to my hand. So I'm actually going to pop Nightmare Pain. I'm going to destroy my Gruesome Gravesquirmer. And now, I actually have a way to play. I'm going to grab my Samsara D Lotus. Now here's another kicker. I can banish this card to summon one fiend monster from my hand or graveyard. So, looking at my hand, I don't really need to activate Gravesquirmer's effect because Samsara D Lotus. Not necessarily as dead hand as you thought. I'm going to actually summon Yubel. And since we already used Nightmare Pain's effect, we're going to have to rely on killing some Saradi. I'm going to look at my hand, or I could do that, but then it would be destroyed anyways. So we're going to end our turn. We're going to use some Saradi's effect. Allows us to special summon it to the field. Yubel activates. I must tribute a monster. Tribute Lotus. And should my Yubel get destroyed, they're gonna do that. I don't need to worry about that just yet. So they're gain torrential tribute. Now they're gonna discard that card just to add their field spell, which is a bit of a nuisance. I'm gonna activate it. There's their mermaid. As long as Iron Man's on the field, this card can attack twice. I don't need to worry about that because now they kind of screwed themselves because Yubel's effect activates. So they're taking damage due to Yubel's effect, and then since they're fighting it, they're taking damage again. You can already see that my opponent's just about dead. That was with a subpar hand. I'm still able to at least get a Yubel out, and lo and behold, got that. But here's where things can get fun. I am actually going to pop Nightmare Pain. And looking at this, card to destroy is going to be Yubel. Well, you might ask, because the card I want to add to my hand is actually going to be Eternal Favorite. Yubel's effect activates. Allow me to bring forth Terror Incarnate. There's Torrential Tribute. I'm not going to worry about Torrential Tribute, because now that you did that, I can now activate Terror Incarnate's effect. And now I can pull out my ultimate Nightmare. You just allow me to summon my big boss monster. Now, I'm not too sure what they have face down, so we're going to see what they have. This could be Duel. Won't use on the effect. Take no battle damage. So this is the card that can cause me a lot of grief, by the way. But you cannot stop Yubel's secondary effect. Sure, you take no battle damage, but Ultimate Nightmare triggers where you take damage outside of battle. Who's next? Fiend Keith. Now this guy's all about coin flips and basically trying to play dirty. He has great ways of removing things off the board. Decent hand. Can't really summon much of anything. Or so you think. Oh no, I can't summon any of my Yubels. You'd be wrong. Because I can actually send these two Yubels back into the deck and summon Phantom of Yubel, and then I can place this, and then I can just end my turn. Let's activate Eternal Favorite, just so we have it active on the board. See, they have to end their turn because they can't do anything, because they can't kill Yubel, and I now just got one of my best cards in the deck. Behold, Nightmare Pain. And smack. That's the fun of Yubel. As long as Nightmare Pain's on the board, I can cause pain, and then you have to fight me regardless. Now, that was a bit of a misplay. They should have put their Blast Mine in defense mode. AI is not really that smart. That could have actually destroyed my Yubel. But hey, that's fine. If you want to be stupid, Bandit Keith, that's fine. You will notice, though, the one flaw about Yubel is I can't wipe out the board all too well. And that's Duel. Now we're going to fight actual human opponents. So I'm going to grab some food real quick and we'll do that. Just wanted to quickly showcase and get one of my dailies out of the way. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Alrighty. Bam. Give me gems. Before we grab some food, let's go to the shop. And let's go for this pack, just for shites and giggles. See what we got. And we got a secret rare. Darn it! There was always hope that could have been an ultra rare. One that I don't need. Pop the neck. So we're going to be going into the Duelist Cup. And we'll continue. We'll continue. Alright, I'll quickly be right back, guys. I'm gonna grab some food. So see you in a brief moment. Tell your friend you got food. What's going on? Nothing important. There's always good. Tanky, slow. We hope everybody's doing good. Again, it's just kind of crazy week overall. Dang it! Garbage. And for those who are curious, the Duelist Cup deck is basically my unfinished version of Yubel deck, and I'm slowly swapping cards out when I get them to make it as accurate as possible. Technically speaking, I think I could actually create the deck, but I'm not getting rid of Zeus. Only a fool would get rid of Zeus. Only a fool gets rid of Zeus. And only fool gets rid of their unique version of Nightmare Unicorn. Or IP Masquerena. So hide with the games, dude, wins the love, soul reaver, remaster. Nice. Ooh. Nice food slow. Anything I can get rid of? Yeah. Not really. Cards. Extra deck monsters specifically that I just refuse to get rid of because they're too valuable. Like, you don't know how hard it is to want these cards when you don't have them. Like, Zeus is still a powerhouse card. And then, of course, when you come down, Nightmare Unicorn is still a good powerhouse card. Only 10 left away, by the way. And being able to craft our second called by the grave and then we can get rid of Monster Horn. Let's duel. Actually duel against some actual opponents, yeah? And eat food while we're at it. Yeah, I saw that. And yeah, I'm happy that that's happening. Oh no, will I go first or will I go second? Well, let's find out. I'm going second. It's fine. Let's go, Galatea. Not a bad hand. We got Maxi, which is huge. So they can feed my hand, or they're like, I have nothing I can do. Alright. Let's see if we can't bait any other cards out. I'm going to start this off with opening of the Spirit Gates. In response, Maxi. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm going to add to my hand Dark Beckoning Beast. Now then, looking at my hand, how do I want to play this is the question. I'm going to have to give him some cards, unfortunately. I will set that. I could mitigate the amount that I give them, though, which is important. So we'll play Nightmare Throne. Any response? No response, so I'm going to select a card from my deck. I'm going to pick Yubel. Not add it to my hand. I'm going to destroy Yubel. So I can activate Yubel's effect from grave. Any rebuttal? There is not. I summon to the field Terror Incarnate. And that gave them a card. Which, not the best thing to do. I'm going to give them 2 cards, mainly because I just want to make sure that they can't do much. So I'm going to take Ultimate Nightmare and my Yubel back. Bring out Phantom. Gives them 1 more card. Do to max C. And with that, I'm going to end my turn. Now, I did make a mistake because Terror destroys my Phantom. But Nightmare Throne gets to activate. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, Marlene. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. Spirit of Yubel. I will activate Spirit of Yubel's effect. I want to add to my hand Nightmare Pain, but I will not set it. I'm going to just add it to my hand. Show me what you got. Show me what you got, Wendigo. Or Wendigo. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. Let's see what you've got. RP's Feather Duster. You know what? I'm fine with that. Because you just activated my Escape of the Unchained. Oh, there's the Ash Blossom. Good. We got that out of the way. That's massive. You want to stop my Unchained? Go for it. That's not crucial to my deck strategy and win condition. Go for it. I don't care. RP lady, eh? I'm gonna play my Maxi. Any rebuttal? To me, you shouldn't be able to do that to a Maxi because it's in the graveyard. That's kind of a bit bull. I'm not too sure about that. It would make more sense like if it was on the field, but doesn't specify. That's fine. Whatever. Yeah, you have to end your turn. Good luck fighting into this. Ooh. Lots. Nightmare Pain. Samsara D Lotus. I think we've ended this duel. Activate Samsara D. I would like to bring forth my second Spirit of Yubel. Go up, grown up. Super 7 comes out with something. Hey. Nostalgia, man. Now then, are you ready? Because I'm going to pop Nightmare Pain and destroy Terror Incarnate. Then, I'm going to add Yubel. By the way, Terror Incarnate, activate Rise Ultimate Nightmare. Not done yet. Geist Grinder Golem. I'll show you Yubel. Give you a mighty monster on your side of the field. And this then allows me to special summon my Yubel. Let's end this soon. Just in case if you have any weird feelings, we're going to bring back these two. All Yubel all the time. Yubel, attack, please. Thank you for the life points. And thank you for losing this duel. To really make it go home, ultimate nightmare in the duel. I was against a Harpy deck, by the way. What the flip? Hey, 3 dust, I'll take it. Yay, give me useless tickets. Yeah, if you get the max rank, you get to add this to your name if you want. And we completed 4 thingamabobs. Yay! That gives me 160 of that. We are slowly going to make sure that our deck becomes a reality. So let's go to the bonus packs. Purchase. Skip. I don't honestly care. So we got Monster Reborn. We got Parasite. The Legendary Fisherman. And Motto. Seed of Flame. So basically, Bed of Chaos. Anybody? And Needle Sunfish. Okay. Then I have 10 of these. All useless. New Materials new. Laughing Flowers new. And Out of the Blue is new. All garbage. I still hate that they are not listening to an idea I have of I don't need 4 of an in particular monster from a legacy pack, so at least give me like half the dust value or so. Instead of having like 6 of a freaking kind, because you can't use 6, you can only use 3. Kind of a slap in the face. Yay, ultra rare. Please be something that I don't need, though. Please. That is oh my god, and it's a royal rare. We don't use Neo's Colder at all. Darn it. That's hilarious. But that being said, I know you're right there. You're worth 30. Can I get rid of that Monster Reborn? I cannot. Are you kidding me? That's so stupid. Kind of dumbass thought of that. Whatever. I don't need him. That's an immediate Called by the Grave added to the deck, which is huge. And we're now just 7 dust off. So with that being done, we can now go into here. We need to remove Monster Reborn for a second Called by. Gives us a better chance of also drawing it into the hand and having it. Then the Duelist Cup deck. Again, get rid of Monster Reborn. Called by. Save. Dismantle all the extra cards that I do not need. That kind of put us ahead, which is nice. And away we go, chat. Away we go. And I'm going to be paranoid. Am I going to get a phone call today? Am I going to get a phone call tomorrow? Who knows? Who really knows? Oh no, it's a garbage hand. All I can really do, in case you were wondering, Slow, is this. You were talking about what if I had a dead hand. Not necessarily as dead as you think. special summon. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're against Blackwing. Unfortunate for you, I actually have Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring to stop that from happening. Not letting you do Small World whatsoever. Now then, because I want to save this, I'm going to actually activate Infinite Impermanence. And I'm going to stop your monster's effect. And I've now nullified that zone for this turn. Alright, we're actually going to hold off. I want to see how many cards they summon, because right now they're at 2. Now, there's always the possibility that this can happen, but considering that we got Nibiru, we had Ash, and we had Effect Failure, we're not necessarily as dead in the water. Get rid of that. Do that. There's 3. I need to see 2 more. Target one of your monsters. No. I want to see. There's 3. That makes 4. 1 more. There it is. There's number 5, baby. You've fallen for Nibiru! Nibiru the Primal Being! And I give you in defensive mode this! You got a full board after Nib. Oh, yeah. That's fine. The best they can do is only 16. I'll take that damage. Because you have to also understand, Spirit of Yubel. If I'm attacked, I get to summon the Spirit of Yubel. Hi there! Say hi to Spirit of Yubel. And since Spirit of Yubel been summoned, I can activate its effect. I'm adding Nightmare Pain to my hand. Sorry, but you can't attack me directly now. By the way, hi, monkey. Hi, monkey see, monkey shite. Nightmare Pain. I see with my little eye a token. Now then, what to do? What to do? Oh, I know. I'll just end my turn. I'm going full anime villain again. Slow's not gonna like that. He doesn't like when I go anime villain. That's fine if you want to use that card again. Be mindful. Nightmare Pain makes it to where damage is reflected. At the same time, if Yubel persists, you need to understand I can then summon Yubel to the field. There's no out to this. You're like, I have big, strong, buff monster. Oh no, can't use big, buff monster. I am not a Kaiba weeaboo. I know what you're trying to make. It's because Kaiba was my favorite back in the day. And Merrick Ishtar. And Pegasus. I'm OG, man. I was around when these cards were coming out. I'm gonna use my effect failure just to be safe. In case you have any funny ideas with your black wings. Hello, little knight. Like the Korra more. That's fine. This duel is over. You've lost, Joey Wheeler. I mean, he is the man that stood up to a god. End the duel, Yubel. And that was with a bad hand, yes. Lo and behold, the power of Yubel. Infinite nightmares await everybody. Yubel was a weird villain. Watch my replay. Alright, let's see. Did we do any more test stuff? Yeah. There we go. Let's go. Give me gems. I am a very hungry boy. I didn't even get any of my Call by the Graves, by the way. I have 2 of them in the deck now. Didn't even get 1. What the hell? This is Timmy's fault. Woo! Possible ultra rare. Let's go. This could be my other maxi, potentially. Okay. Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. I mean, Blue Eyes is my all-time favorite monster outside of the Orcus. If you couldn't tell. Alrighty, looks like we have everything we need to make another card. What did I get? What did I just get? That's right, we got you. Yeah, we don't do like such here. Sorry, monkey, but we don't do that. Joey's the Sugar King of games. I mean, maybe. Alright, so let's think here. Do I want another Maxi or do I want an Ash? That's the question. Do I want to do a Maxi or an Ash? Deck monsters can wait. I haven't had any need of them yet. By the way. Or do I go full bore and grab my 3rd Infinite? Let's get the 3rd Infinite Permanence out of the way. Just so that, but then we have technically another negate added to the deck. So that means I can get rid of Solemn Judgment. So now I'm no longer losing half my life points on that card. Now have our 3rd Infinite. Then we have this. And again, don't need that. We just need this. Alright, and wheeze we go. Must keep pushing forward. I'll go first, why not? Samsara D. I will pop Samsara D. Oh no. I play Called by the Grave. Bye, Maxi. I think I want to let you draw cards this time around. Yet. Come forth, Spirit of Yubel. You remember Rex Raptor. Rex Raptor. Low. We're talking about the OG. And it wasn't Rex Raptor that Pegasus had a kid beat. That was Bandit Keith, who was a machine deck user. Bandit Keith did not take too kindly to that. You know, Rex and Weevil went at it for sure. I think that will end my turn for now. I have an okay-ish hand. Oh no, Bandit Keith was nothing but a cheater. That's all he could do. He was a hustler. Well, I mean, 4Kids did delete his gun. Ah, Cashtera. Okay. This could be interesting. This could be real interesting. Fenrir does terrify me right now. Right now, let's just do Ash Blossom. Stop any card drawing from happening. Looks like Cashtera Trap Tricks mix. I don't want to deal with it. Joke's on you! Ha! 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 Boop! Sorry, but did you know, since Spirit Yubel is in the graveyard, I can summon Yubel? Ha! 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 Yes, please keep summoning all these monsters, because no matter what, they have to attack my Yubel if they're in attack. This is getting interesting. Is it not? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Not bad. Actually, they would not. I've actually beaten that deck. Not as great and high and mighty as people think. There are ways to out it. Any deck can lose. Just gotta know its combos and how to work around it. So far, it looks like I might lose this Trap Tricks Cashtera thing. Yeah, 3 equals 9k. Yeah. You say that, but I actually disagree, because again, like I said, Monkey, I've beaten that deck several times over. With Yubel. Alright, we have Yubel on the board. That's fine, you destroyed Gruesome Grave Squirmer. Uh-huh, that's what I thought. End your turn, afraid to fight the Yubel. Ha! Afraid to fight my Yubel? Ooh. Well, first things first for safety. Ooh. Rise up, Typhoon! Hello there, ladies and gents. I'm not done yet. Not by a long shot. Nightmare Throne. Yes, I would like to select a card. Ba-da-da-dum-dum. Da-dum. Oh no, the card's been special summoned. Go ahead, destroy Nightmare Throne. Ah, the Droll and Lock, eh? Not the Droll and Lock bird. Whatever shall I do? Oh, I know. Oh, Yubel. Oh no, you destroyed my monster. Whatever shall I do? This is why I find trap tricks to be so boring. Because they never really implemented a once per turn rule on these cards. Cards before the once per turn. Just very trash. Why I wish it's like you have it online. Just update your cards, please. Just update the cards and say, hey, these ones have to be banned. And you have to have an updated version to play to coincide with that. It's how you would also make more money. Oh, I can only do that? Yeah, that's game over. I'm out. I'm not wasting my time against BS where, oh, by the way, we have no once per turn effect. We can do it constantly. Boring. Very boring. Very dry. You know, Cashtera has once per turns. Traptrix is so boring. I've played it. It's the most boring, driest deck out there, among others. Just can't get into it. Well, this hand is garbage. Hold on. See what happens. I said Maxi, what the hell, game? Yeah, about that. Here's a Maxi for you. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a new mouse. I think my mouse is trying to tell me something. Oh no, Called by the Grave. Who would have thought? Such a good card. Well, that's fine. Not gonna worry about it. We'll have other ways to prevent things. Okay. Not worried yet. Got ya. I activate the power of infinite impermanence. Ah, there's a cross out. Not bad. So you had all the fucking answers, you little bitch. Damn. Why can't I get hands like that? Jeez. Even with the really good decks, I never get hands like that. Behold, my god hand. Damn. Yep, I'm out. Laters. Laters. Oh well. I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to waste people's time. I'm not going to waste time there. It's why, to me, they need to update their surrender ruling. The surrender ruling should still account for any cards you've played, to account for your dailies and such, and basically not be a negate to it. Like, I'm sorry, if I played X amount of cards and my goal and my daily was to do X amount of cards and I choose to surrender, I surrender because it means that I see no way for me to win. So why am I wasting my time? Now then, think here. How do I want to do this? I think this is how we'll do it. By shuffling Spirit of Yubel and Dark Beckoning Beast into the deck, I'll bring forth my Phantom of Yubel. Then, I will set 2 cards and end my turn. See what you got. Can't wait for Goblin Bikers. There's a lot of cards that I really wish. I don't understand why Master Duel is so far behind. It should not be behind the TCG at all. It should be basically step by step with it, so that then they can test things. Me, I would rather see the OCG be ahead of the TCG so they can test cards, see if it's going to be functional, is it viable, is it going to work. I'm going to throw Maxi out there just in case you want to try and special summon some stuff. It's more of a deterrent than anything. Because with something online, you can basically have more time in the world to be able to, like, okay, maybe we need to tweak this monster down, or we need to tweak this card up, we need to tweak this card down, do stuff like that before you then print it. That's the power of technology at our fingertips right now. It would actually make card games so much better. Also, at major tournaments, if they would stop giving the prize winner a fucking Wii, or not Wii, what's it called these days? Freaking handheld piece of crap. They stopped giving them those Switches, Nintendo Switches, instead of like actual prize money and better rewards, like Christ. I'll destroy Yubel. By the way, did you know since my Yubel's been destroyed, its effect activates to summon Terror Incarnate? Hi. Honest, I really wish that they would go back to some of the more old school cards. Never been quite too happy with the stuff after the GX series. It went way too far away from what actual Duel Monsters was, because this isn't dueling, this is just BS. And no. This is, oh, look at me! If I can stop you on my first turn and you can't do anything, I've already won. It's boring. Tasteless. There's no thought process to it. Thank you, because of Maxi, I gained a card. Be mindful. Should you destroy Terror Incarnate, the other form will come out. We have a Geist Grinder, the issue is I have no Yubels in the hand. But have them in the graveyard so we can summon the other. Let's see, once per turn. Once per turn. Once per turn. Like, what happened to cards like this? Like, why can't we update cards to just be once per turn things? Like, you say you can activate all the following effects, but only do it once per turn. You have a bunch of this BS, like Trap Tricks, needs to be a once per turn deck. You shouldn't be able to just spam things and play your whole entire deck. It's why Exodia decks exist, for Christ's sakes. Trust me. I played every version of that deck for Exodia. The fact that a good chunk of the cards, I'd say a good 90% of all Exodia decks are cards that do not have once per turn effects on them, is the massive problem. Hello, Red Rising Dragon. Thank you for the card. Oh, oh, you're up. You're royally up. No, please, by all means. Special summon more monsters. Give me more fuel in my hand, please. This is getting hilarious, guys. Yes, please, keep giving me more cards to my hand. No, it's not. It's a high RNG. It can be clapped. But the issue is it's a 50-50, but the majority of it is there's no once per turns. And even then, the cards required for Exodia, you know, to negate it are once per turn cards. What are we trying to do? Yeah, go ahead. Gain life points for all I care. I'm saving effect failure just in case. I do miss Exodia at times. Think 10k life points is going to save you from Yubel. Understand next turn your board's nuked. You can't stop Terror Incarnate in its tracks right here and now. You're screwed. Got him. Got him. Gotta be destroyed by opponent's card effect. Yeah, about that. Say hi to Effect Veiler. Bye-bye! By the way, card effects that you have to discard should supersede actual monster effects, by the way. Kind of BS that you can do that. Well, whatever. Again, it's not like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you actually had to use a brain. New school Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the most brainless thing I've seen. Like I said, are we dueling or are we just sitting around with our thumbs up our asses right now? That's been my problem. I end my turn. You're not ready. Alrighty, let the fun begin, shall we? First off, I'll have to use my pretty Ria's map. I'm willing to pay half my life point. This is fine. I choose Samsara D Lotus. Now let's continue the fun party, shall we? Oh, activate opening of the spirit gates. Not done yet. 1 for 1. Let's get rid of this Dark Beckoning Beast, yes? This is going to allow me to now pull forth a gruesome grave squirmer to the field. I'm not done yet. Not even close. Say hello to my Phantom of Yubel. Now then, let's take a look at what we have here. Samsara-D. Activate. Do it. Do it. I dare you. Spirit of Yubel. Do it. I want you to do it. Do it. Got you. Unfortunate for you, Phantom of Yubel says no. Hems the brakes. So, we'll destroy Yubel. I get to grab Nightmare Pain, set Nightmare Pain, activate Nightmare Pain. By the way, did you know I'm still not quite done? I returned these two cards to summon another. Now then, let's see. I hope you're ready. You've already used your once per turn, buddy. Do it. Continue the attack. What are you gonna do? Use Dinogito's effect? Make an Omega monster? That is game. I had to use a lot of brain power for this one. Bye-bye. Thank you, Nightmare Pain. Sheesh. Tough duel. Good duel, though. The once per turn effects I can appreciate. Give me. After cards. I hunger. Never ending. Feed me. Pop the neck for more power. Back to the shop. Yay. They need to add a counter where you can actually get X amount of packs instead of, oh, do you just go 1 or 10? How much more that they could do here. Garbage. I'm going to assume the next pack is garbage. Most likely. All useless. Nothing I can use. So close to Yubel existing in this world. Oh well. Enjoy the vibes, enjoy the kicks. Yeah. I'm a monster. I mean, I know I am. I'm just checking some things real quick, because again, Zamiel's paranoid on purpose. He has to be paranoid. Yep, don't care about that. That's trash email. And what does this say? Garbage. Garbage. Yay. Yay. Alrighty. I do miss the Legendary Knight deck. It was funny and goofy. To be honest, I could probably get rid of this version right now. I have the meta version sitting right there. Gearfried was alright. Chain burn right now anymore. Will be hilarious to run, but I don't need it. Noble Knights and for Noble. The neutral rare Yubel deck. Oh yeah. Kind of OG Yubel deck back in the day. And I don't need that garbage anymore. Yubel finally came a-calling. A beautiful Orcists. I do miss novellas sometimes, not gonna lie, I miss cooking up some recipes. This deck would be so viable if they would have added just one effing card to the game. Backup Gardner needs to exist, god damn it. Like, come on, make it a card already, you bastards. Not that hard. Make Backup Gardner. It's the one card that would allow Raphael's deck to be used, like, out of all of the monster archetypes, the Guardian monsters have always been my favorite, especially this card. Love the Guardian archetype with a passion. We have 2 Arsenal Summoners, Guardian Bow to Guardian KS. We have the Emperor Seam, who's supposed to basically act kind of like backup Gardner. We have 2 Guardian Grarl, 2 Guardian Iatos, 2 Guardian Dreadscythe. We have Soul Release, we have Exchange, 2 Gravity Axe Grarl, we have a Wicked Breaking Flamberge Bow, we have 2 Rod of Silence KS, we have Rod of Mind's Eye, we have 2 Celestial Sword Iatos, we have 2 Reaper Scythe Dreadscythe, Silvery Calcos, we have Bushido Spirits, we have Morale Boost, we have 2 copies of Guarded Treasure, we have 3 Tailor of the Fickle, we have 2 Shrink, Mirror Force, Cloning, Negate Attack. Like, this was when dueling was dueling back in the day. You had to use a brain and understand how to summon these damn things. It wasn't just spoon-fed to you. Well, I play this, now I immediately get a special summon this without having to worry about any of the rules and such. The Arcana. I'm never getting rid of Arcana. Fun deck. Hilarious deck, to be honest. God, I might be able to remake it. Except I'm missing the Light Ruler and the World. I'm missing those tarot cards. Damn. The Fool. The Magician. The Empress. The Emperor. The Lovers. The Chariot. Temperance. The Moon. The World, the Light Ruler, the Dark Ruler. Golden Castle of Stromberg. In case you want to get into your fairy tales, children. Pumpkin carriages, the princessins, your Iron Hans, your Iron Knights, your Gleef of the Phantom Birds, your Hextrudes, and most important of all, your Golden Castle of Stromberg. I do miss the Valkyrie deck as well. Like, I love, like... Wait, what? Really? I had some cards that I did not have. Like, I would love to get the Valkyrie deck back in operational. One of my all-time favorites. Valkyrie Schekt. Valkyrie Vunfti. Valkyrie Verte. The Hecatrice. Guardian Draite. Valkyrie's Fight, Valkyrie Erst, Valkyrie Brunhild, Valkyrie Erda, Valkyrie Zigrin. Of course, Goddess Skuld's Oracle, Goddess Verdande's Guidance, and Goddess Urd's Verdict. If I could get this deck back and operational and actually like it, I really wish the folks at Konami would look at the OG cards, like look at old school Yu-Gi-Oh! And the GX and update this shit. Please. You just updated Yubel. Update Guardians and update my Valkyries, you bastards. Do it. Do it, no balls. Again, if they also want to make extra money, you take the Blue Eyes cards or other cards and you give them reskins that you would pay money for. Because I'm sorry, this is my all-time favorite version of Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is just ass and looks garbage. This is a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Prove it to me otherwise. That's a Blue Eyes, not that other piece of garbage. Just like that is not a Dark Magician. That is garbage. That is also not a Dark Magician. Like, they don't even have the... they can't even show you the original Dark Magician card art. And just like, that's not Red Eyes Black Dragon. It looks so shit. Like, don't get me wrong, the new looks of the God cards are cool, but nothing beats the OG looks of the God cards, in my opinion. Nothing beats the OG look. I did play a rainbow deck before. I miss it sometimes. I have played Time Lords. Talk about weird, funny stuff. God, I miss Valkyries. I'm actually not tempted to make them again. What? Secret rare cards do I have that I do not need? I love you, Belle, and all, but sometimes you need to take a little break from things. Ah, Splendid Venus. Oh, I don't need you. Ming-ao. Again, case in point, I have 4 of these. I don't need 4. They need to get off their goddamn high horse and at least let me, uncraft it, dismantle it for, 10 or even 5. If they want to be real stingy about it for 5 material, instead of not being able to. I can't use 4 of them, you dumbasses. This really drives my OCD up a wall. Freaking lazy bastards, Konami, I tell ya. Santa Claus. We don't need toy soldier. Time has come. Return to me, my Valkyries. Come back, my babies. My children. Now, yes, the deck that is Valkyries is not meta. Far from it. But it's such a fun deck when you know how it operates and how it ticks. You can go away. You can go away. I want one of each Valkyrie, please. Gotta keep going, getting rid of cards. Of course, my favorite character from the GX series was Zane. Zane was always my favorite. I love the Cyber Dragons. Ah, you can go away. Wait, I have more? That's all. Huzzah. Oh, not the Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. I don't care. That means you get to return, Valkyrie Erda. 2 shooting star dragons. Do not need. Me, Yu-Gi-Oh! Went to crap when GX ended. That's when they went down the weird freaky deaky bitches that they shouldn't have done. Ba-bam. Yep, we're gonna need Valhalla. I can craft that for Christ's sake. Any other just neutrals or rares craft? No? Good. You mean the gimmick train? Yeah, where the kid's like, here's my gimmick. I use shooting star, dust dragon, whatever the hell this is. It's like, God. What happened to having fun? Have monsters that actually do things, you know? We had so many things. Yeah, we did, and they never once did they try to keep going with it. We're going to need a Mischief of the Time Goddess. This time is a fickle mistress, after all. Nice. Immediately I'm able to just make another card at my disposal. Let's get these Valkyries coming, man. Yeah, we have so many great things. You're a Master Duel. We also. Oh God, attack Giant's armor. God, that takes me back. Because it was an ancient Egyptian game, but somewhere in the future got added to the deck. Exactly, and then it shifted it to such a weird paradigm. Like, come on, man. Not the Yu-Gi-Oh! I was around for. Boop. Not my Yu-Gi-Oh! Not my rodeo! I have two of these and only need one. Damn, we're so close to having this back. So my Valkyrie deck is just missing two Hecatrice, which is going to be required because we need Valhalla for one. Valhalla is like crucial for the deck to kind of take off a bit. We still need to get our right of the Valkyries because this card is OP, by the way. This, in conjunction with the banishing this to grab Mischief of the Time Goddess, to understand that is how Siegfried was able to just annihilate someone. This was the like one of the most original OTK decks that was introduced in the game, period. You go second, right of the Valkyries, summon your freaking board, grab Mischief of the Time Goddess, attack, activate Mischief of the Time Goddess, and now fast forward it back to your battle phase and skip your opponent's turn entirely and just own them. Was the one of the original OTK decks. Mischief of the Time Goddess. God, we're so close. We're so close. Ooh, I get a free pull. I'll take it. Give me the free pull. Maybe I'll get something I can throw away. We're still going to complete the Yubel deck first before we go back to Valkyries, though. That's what I need to do. Nice. Nice, I can get rid of the two cards. That's very beneficial. One of those was a monster, yes? I didn't even go as far as to say the true story is Joey dives down to the water from the boat. This is a fever dream. God, could you imagine? Be crazy, man. Whacked out fantasy, man. There's the Ultra. Secret rare. This is how bad my memory is, by the way. I don't remember. Do you remember? Oh god, here we go again. The spell, I believe, was a trap card used. Yeah, it had to have been a trap card. Yep, right there. Bam. I knew I'd remember. Too many cards. It's a little time. Do it. Yeah, if I can get these, because I discard this card to the graveyard to add Valhalla. It's I can spell summon one for a monster from my hand. I must control no monsters to activate and to resolve Valhalla. Indeed. Logs Flame. Again, just go back to the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Konami and update these decks. Like, you only update frickin' Kaiba and Yugi, and it's annoying. Update everything else. Bring it into line. Christ, please. Now, could you imagine an updated version of Valkyries? This made Kashtira, like, this to me is like Kashtira before Kashtira almost. Just how you can swarm the board and control it. My beloved Valkyries. No Weevil. I hate Weevil. I hate Weevil. I've played the insect decks before. I do not like them. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. I mean, you've already seen what my IRL deck is. I still have it. Back in the day, running Queen's Knight, Darkblade, Element Hero Clayman, Jack's Knight, Judge Man, 3 Blue Eyes. We then ran with Trap Master, Familiar Knight, Command Knight, Obnoxious Celtic Guard, King's Knight, Blind Little Goblin, Rare Metal Dragon, Mystic Swordsman level 4, Sword Hunter. We then ran with Obelisk the Tormentor, Slifer the Sky Dragon, Winged Dragon of Ra, Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, Paladin of White Dragon, Sorcerer Villain Light, Polymerization, Monster Reborn, Reinforcement of the Army, the Warrior Returning Alive, Lightning Blade, Mage Power. This technically is supposed to be Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, but for whatever dumbass reason, Konami decided to ban that card, so we're using Draconic Attack. Songen, White Dragon Ritual, Reinforcements, Dust Tornado, Magic Cylinder, Bombless Trap Hole, Thunder of Rulers, Sakurutsu Armor, Paths of Destiny, Gate Attack, Magic Drain, Call of the Haunted, and the only extra monster I ever needed back in the day, Ultimate Dragon. That was it. This was Yu-Gi-Oh! At its peak. At its peak. Never really lost with this deck back in the day. No one knew how to deal with the warriors with the dragons. It's actually how I won my Slifer the Sky Dragon. I pitted my Winged Dragon against an opponent's Slifer, and I kicked their ass and I got it. I most recently got my Obelisk the Tormentor. This was the funnel days where you actually had to tribute and actually use your brain to summon these cards. Okay, good, I got 2 monsters on the field. Now here's my Blue Eyes. Instead of, oh yeah, I get to special summon my big, scary, strong monster right out the gate because, you know, F the old ways. We need to update this shiz. So stupid. For example, oh, Jack's Knight. Well, Jack's Knight can only be summoned if there's Queen's Knight and then I play my King's Knight. Oh, wait, Jack's Knight would be summoned and you can't summon Jack's Knight from the hand. You had to be in the deck. If it was in your hand, you were SOL. Kids these days don't understand what it took to make this game what it was and how fun it was back in the day. Back then, screw it. Back then, before we were even reading the actual like dual manual books that were always brought with these starter decks and shiz, We were playing with 2,000 life points apiece, like the freaking show, and we were actually dueling like that. And it was fun. Kids these days, man. I'll never understand. Never understand what it took going from this to now. Look at what all you people have. Like, when I do Blue Eyes, for example. Like, the hell is this? And, you know, then, like, a Chronicle Magician, like, what the hell, man? Like, solid and stuff. Like, I know it's from the movie, and then this is, like, to help represent from, you know, part of the show and all that, but it's like, what the hell? Still want to make a Karibo deck just for she's and giggles, by the way. Really? I don't have a Karibo? I have Karibo. Okay. What? I don't have that? I do now. Just how funny would it be to lose to a bunch of puffballs? You know, the Skill Brown Magician revolves around Karibos. Then, of course, then Dystopia, the Despondent, comes into the field. Then what do? Detonate, baby, detonate. Detonate, my fellow Karibos. Go boom. Am I a horrible human being? Looking and being like, yes, let the Karibos explode. Those were the days. I combined this card with my Karibos, and now watch what they do. Good times. Good times. It's a shame. Big old shame. Kids these days, they'll never understand. Destiny Hero, that was fun. My honest, truest beloved, Orcus. Need to find a better version of Orcus, though. One that really encapsulates what makes Orcus Orcus. That being my symbol skeletons, my harp horrors, my Gearsus. Long Gearsu, thin Gearsu, Galatea. The World One. My Nightmare, Orchestron, the Brass Bombard. I don't know. I just have a soft spot for this deck. Very soft spot for it. Same reason why I think an in particular duelist has issues leaving behind in the Burning Abyss. Like, Burning Abyss is one of his favorite archetypes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Burning Abyss as well because, I mean, it's Dante and his ventures through hell. Okay, because you have Dante and then there's Virgil and then Beatrice. Three main major characters of Dante's journey through hell. You know, like, I get it. 100% get it. It's a fun, interesting deck. I know, me. Biggest weakness is always going to be the Orcus. Galatea. Also known as Orcus Nightmare. Also also known as Ib, also known as Lib. Also known as Ibli at one point or another. Girsu, also known as Long Girsu, also known as Nin Girsu, also known as Din Girsu. I know, the World Legacy cards, like that whole universe, my all-time favorites. There they are. And off with World Chalice. Crawlers. Go into the Mech Knights. The Nightmare stuff starts to pop up. Crusaders, Orcists. God, if I could have a deck that could encapsulate all of them and be functional, I would. It's like, that's my biggest, most favorite archetype of all. Hands down. Hands down. One of my all-time faves. I had fun. So for those who are curious and are wondering who might be coming in, I am always going to keep highlighting this. Currently, this Demon Lord is waiting for their employer to give them a call to set up when they will have their orientation and such. Because, yeah, we need orientation for that. Because, yeah, with the orientation stuff, then I can start getting things that will help us along the way down the road after other stuff is taken care of naturally. So all in all, that. So I don't know what next week's schedule is going to be. So I will create a schedule, and like I always say, and how it's always posted on the schedule, things are subject to times of change and such, because I'm not going to be fully aware yet. As soon as everything has been more done and the quote-unquote honeymoon period is over, where things have started to settle down, we can actually really start planning a bit more. And like I said, as soon as I'm actually able to see a schedule in my face from said employer, I can then figure out where and how to schedule for that. Like I said, they're willing to show about 3 weeks worth of a schedule. Then it allows me to plan out each week accordingly. For example, we are a Dark Souls Challenge runner. I have to do daggers only. So I'm going to be plotting and planning, getting that prepped and ready for... Still setting it roughly for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the plan. Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. There's a reason why I didn't want to do Dark Souls yesterday and today, because I had no clue what was going to happen. So many crazy things. So yay. So yay. But yeah, just it's one of those times trying to figure stuff out. And I think we'll do it, and we'll get there. We're doing good. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the long haul for sure. I have hope. I have dreams. I have things that I want to do and want to have happen. Stuff like that. We'll see. But I do hope everybody will take care. Hope everybody will have a wonderful weekend. Again, the plan is still to try to stream the normal stuff, but again, expect the schedule to be a bit wonky. I'm going to try and get a schedule out roughly Sunday, might be Sunday night-ish, and then I will try and get stuff situated. Just know that things are subject to be canceled, shifted, and moved around. Everything is now out of my hands at this point in time. That's just how it's going to be for the time being. Is what it is. Can't be helped. Just stick with me, because, again, there will always be one stream once a week. That is at least my guarantee. So that then I can at least guarantee that, and then we can see what's going to happen throughout the rest of things. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful weekend. Catch you when I catch you. Peace.